now. You know, just picking, I could just go through here and pick the verses out at random. You know, verse 23, thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. That's happening in one part of the world. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder, and dust from heaven shall come down upon thee. Why? Until thou be destroyed. Until no flesh is saved alive. You see, God isn't trying to save the world now. So anybody thinking that this verse that we mentioned, you know, Matthew 24, the days should be shortened, otherwise no flesh will be saved, is saved alive. God is not trying to save the world. He's putting a witness message out to the world. But those people who don't get this message, for one reason or another, will get the opportunity at another time. At the moment, Christ is preparing his bride. That's the focus of what he's doing at this time. But meanwhile, we are all going to hell on a handcart. Because we're doing our own thing. It says here, in verse 29, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. How many ways are we prospering here? Aren't we being used and abused? Aren't people losing their houses because they're taxing us up to there? And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Listen to this, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Verse 33, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. What's that about? Rebellion. What is the purpose of it? It says in verse 48, until he have destroyed thee. That keeps coming up time and again. Verse 51, until thou be destroyed. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of the sickness that we are going through. Everybody's got something wrong with them. You know, over the page, you know, still in the same chapter, it talks about the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. How many times have I said, Prozac isn't going to help? I've been saying it a long time. Now the medical profession is telling us that Prozac doesn't work. All these things don't work anyway. The placebos do the same thing. So can we begin to see that no flesh is going to be saved because we have walked down the very same road of Sodom and Gomorrah. The very same road. And because we have walked down the same road, at the end of the road, we are going to reap the exact same reward. As I said, it's not because God is vindictive. It's because we won't do what we are told. He made us, He knows what is good for us, but we say no. So we eat everything underneath the sun that's not designed as food. And then we wonder why we have cancer, heart disease, heart failure, and on it goes. And that's dealing with the things we can control. But what about the things that are set up to kill us anyway? The additives in the food, the toxins that are actually put in the food, put in the water, put in the cleaning things, sprayed in the chemtrails. What is the objective of that? It is to kill us. I'm not scaremongering. These are just facts. You can find this out. You don't need me to tell you, but it's my business to tell you and associate it with the book so that you can see why. Because everything has a cause. I showed. We got abominations in the churches. That's just the way it is. That's why we're telling people, come out of Babylon. This is the Babylon report. You know, you have an opportunity now for your flesh to be saved alive. But you're going to have to make life changes. I've had to make life changes. There are loads of people out there making life changes. I get the emails. They're saying, yes, we now see, we now understand. We have tried to go to churches. We can't find a church. Or what we have seen in the church has shocked us so much, we will never attend a church again. Well, the plus point is that they'll never attend the church again. Because the key is to have a personal one-to-one relationship with Christ. Don't want to go into a church where they're practicing all kind of sexual immorality, and it's rampant. It's absolutely rampant, I tell you. To the extent it's becoming normal. It's been accepted as normal. I've got so many notes here, so many notes here. So, should we be fearful? Am I saying we should walk around with fear? Or am I trying to generate fear? I'm not trying to do any such thing. You know, those in power are very smart. They've already passed the legislation to prosecute people like myself who dare to say the truth. Because if you frighten people, if you say anything that frightens people, they can prosecute you. But you see, Romans 8:31, it says, what shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? So what we are proposing here is saying, look, get this personal relationship with Christ, okay? Get this. Listen, obey. And don't do like the other people who, the scripture says, have blinded themselves and have stopped their ears. You know, we always want to blame somebody else. The blame stops here. You know, Romans 12:2 says, and be not conformed to this world. That's just what I'm saying. Come out of Babylon. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You know, in Hebrews 13:5 it says, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. Yes, don't think you need to keep up with the neighbors and get yourself into debt. And having got yourself into debt which you can't get out of, you get yourself sick. Having got yourself sick, what happens? You die. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Hebrews 13:6, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. And of course there are many in churchianity who are caught in this trap. You know, they're attending their Sunday services, thinking they're going to be alright, thinking there's going to be a rapture. We've got a video, it's up on the website, and now several of our videos are up on YouTube. There is no rapture.